An island where fish fly through the air, a country that's been independent for less than 3 years, a place where the ocean glows electric blue at night. Today we're exploring 30 mind-blowing facts about Barbados that will change how you see this Caribbean paradise. Fact 1. Barbados isn't part of a volcanic chain. Every other Caribbean island, born from fire and fury beneath the sea. But Barbados rose differently, pushed up by tectonic plates grinding together. It's a coral island standing on an ancient seabed, a geological rebel in a region of volcanoes. Fact 2. This island has never been conquered by force. For over 300 years, Barbados remained British, not through invasion, but settlement. No foreign army ever successfully invaded these shores. The island earned its independence peacefully in 1966, making it one of the only Caribbean nations never forcibly taken. Fact 3. Here's something that shouldn't exist. Flying fish that soar 200 meters. These aren't birds, they're actual fish launching themselves from the ocean. Barbados is called the land of the flying fish for a reason. They glide above waves to escape predators, using wing-like fins. The national dish? Flying fish and cuckoo. They literally eat the impossible. Fact 4. Barbados has only one UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's built on sugar and slavery. Historic Bridgetown tells a darker story than postcards show. Colonial buildings stand where enslaved Africans built a sugar empire. The island produced more wealth per square mile than anywhere in the British Empire. Blood and sugar, inseparable in Barbadian history. Fact 5. The island shrinks and grows with the seasons. Barbados beaches don't stay the same size year-round. Winter storms strip away sand, narrowing coastlines dramatically. Summer currents bring it all back, rebuilding beaches wider than before. The land itself breathes with the calendar. Fact 6. There's a natural phenomenon here that glows like alien technology. On certain nights, the ocean lights up electric blue. Bioluminescent plankton turn waves into liquid lightning. Swim through it, and your body leaves a trail of stars. Locals call it sea sparkle. Science calls it dinoflagellates. Fact 7. What if I told you Barbados was once connected to South America? Fossils prove it. This island drifted 100 miles from the mainland. Ancient rocks match formations in Venezuela and Colombia. Over millions of years, tectonic movement carried Barbados east. It's a geological traveler still on its journey. Fact 8. This country had a female head of government before most of the world. Dame Nita Barrow became Governor General in 1990. She represented the Queen as Barbados's constitutional leader. But here's the twist. In 2021, Barbados kicked out the monarchy entirely. Now it's a republic with its own president. Full independence finally achieved. Fact 9. Barbados has caves that were sacred temples, then pirate hideouts. Harrison's Cave is a cathedral of crystallized limestone underground. Enslaved people used these caverns for secret spiritual ceremonies. Later, smugglers and pirates stashed stolen treasure here. The walls still echo with centuries of hidden history. Fact 10. Here's the crazy part. This island was once completely covered in coral. Not surrounded by coral, made of coral. Layer upon layer of dead coral organisms built up over millennia. Eventually, those layers became the bedrock of the entire island. You're not standing on rock, you're standing on ancient ocean life. Fact 11. Barbados created a weapon that changed naval warfare forever: rum. British sailors mixed local rum with lime juice and sugar. This became grog, the drink that fueled the Royal Navy. It prevented scurvy and kept sailors functional for months at sea. One island's alcohol literally powered an empire's military dominance. Fact 12. There's a tree here that kills you if you stand under it in the rain. The manchineel tree, the most dangerous tree on Earth. Its sap is so toxic that rainwater dripping from leaves causes blistering burns. Eat its fruit, you'll die. Burn its wood, the smoke blinds you. And it grows naturally on Barbadian beaches, marked with warning signs. Fact 13. This island has a town that moves with the wind. Oistins was once the capital before Bridgetown existed. It's built on sand so fine that structures shift slightly over time. The fishing village rebuilds itself naturally as coastal currents change the land. A town that refuses to stay in one place. Fact 14. Barbados has wild monkeys, but they're not supposed to be here. Green monkeys roam the island freely, over 10,000 of them. They're not native. They were brought from West Africa on slave ships in the 1600s. Some escaped, others were released. Now they're everywhere, a living reminder of the Atlantic slave trade. Fact 15. Imagine a beach where the sand makes music when you walk. Crane Beach has sand so fine and pure that it literally squeaks. Step on it, and it produces a high-pitched sound. The silica content and grain shape create acoustic friction. It's called singing sand, and only a handful of beaches worldwide have it. Fact 16. This country has more rum shops per square mile than anywhere on Earth. Over 1,500 rum shops on an island just 166 square miles. That's one rum shop for every 190 people. They're not just bars, they're community centers, polling stations, cultural hubs. Rum isn't a drink here, it's infrastructure. Fact 17. Barbados has a wave that breaks in the wrong direction. Most Caribbean waves roll from east to west, but at Soup Bowl, swells bend around the island and reverse. World-class surfers travel here for this geographic anomaly. The ocean defies its own rules at this one spot. Fact 18. There's a forest here that survives on almost no rainfall. The Scotland district receives less precipitation than the rest of the island, yet dense tropical forest thrives in this rain shadow zone. Underground springs and morning mist provide hidden water sources. Life finds a way, even when geography says it shouldn't. Fact 19. Remember those flying fish? They're disappearing because the ocean's changing temperature. Warming waters push flying fish farther north each year. Barbados's national symbol is migrating away from Barbados. Fishermen catch 75% fewer than they did 2 decades ago. Climate change is literally stealing the island's identity. Fact 20. This island has a natural bridge that collapsed, then tourists kept coming anyway. For centuries, a coral arch spanned 2 cliffs at the northeastern coast. In 2019, it finally crumbled into the sea. But here's the weird part. The attraction is still open. People pay to see where the bridge used to be. Absence as tourism. Fact 21. Barbados has a law that bans camouflage clothing for civilians. Wear military pattern clothes, you can be fined or arrested. The rule exists to prevent confusion with actual military personnel. Even kids' camo shirts are technically illegal. Fashion laws that could land you in jail. Fact 22. There's a well here that grants wishes, but only if you climb down into it. The wishing well in Turner's Hall Woods is 100 feet deep. Legend says you must descend into the well to make your wish count. Locals have been doing it for generations. Faith measured by how far you'll literally drop into darkness. Fact 23. Barbados invented a sport that's now played worldwide, road tennis. It's like ping pong, but played on the street with wooden paddles. No net, just a painted line on asphalt. Born in the 1930s when locals couldn't afford real tennis equipment. Now it's a professional sport with international tournaments. Fact 24. This island has more churches per capita than almost anywhere else. Over 140 different congregations on a 166 square mile island. That's a church for every square mile, plus extras. Bajans attend church at rates higher than 75% of the population. Sunday here isn't a suggestion, it's a cultural mandate. Fact 25. Barbados has a natural phenomenon where turtles return to the exact beach where they hatched. Hawksbill turtles navigate thousands of miles across open ocean. Then they emerge on the same stretch of sand where they were born decades earlier. How? Scientists still don't fully understand the magnetic memory involved. The island calls them home across impossible distances. Fact 26. There's a cave system here that was a natural pharmacy. Enslaved Africans discovered medicinal plants growing only in these specific caverns. The microclimate created unique healing herbs found nowhere else. Knowledge passed down in secret became survival. Harrison's Cave held more than stalactites. It held cures. Fact 27. Barbados has a mobile dune that's swallowing a forest. The Barclays Park dune creeps inland several feet per year. Trees that stood for decades are now half buried in sand. Nothing stops it. The dune moves like a slow-motion avalanche, geography actively consuming itself. Fact 28. This island produces a flower that blooms only one night per year. The night-blooming cereus opens after sunset and dies by dawn. Barbadians gather for Sirius parties to witness the brief flowering. It's called the Queen of the Night, and she doesn't wait for anyone. Botanical drama on a 12-hour deadline. Fact 29. Barbados has a reef system where fish clean other fish, like an underwater car wash. Cleaner wrasses set up stations where larger fish queue up. They remove parasites, dead skin, even debris from sharks' teeth. It's a mutualistic economy happening silently beneath the waves. Nature's service industry, alive in Caribbean coral. Fact 30. Here's the final twist. Barbados is moving. Every year, tectonic forces push the island millimeters eastward. In a million years, it won't be where it is now. The Caribbean's only coral island is still migrating, still rising, still refusing to be like anywhere else. Fact 31. Barbados has a neighborhood that exists in 2 time zones simultaneously. The Garrison area straddles an old colonial time marker. Locals joke that you can be late and on time at the same address. It's a relic of when plantations set their own clocks. Geography where punctuality becomes impossible. Fact 32. There's a fish here that walks on land during storms. The Atlantic mudskipper uses its fins like legs. When waves surge too violently, it crawls onto rocks and waits. Barbadians have videos of fish literally hiking across boulders. Evolution solving problems in real time. Fact 33. This island has a wind that only blows at 3 p.m. The doctor breeze arrives like clockwork every afternoon. Trade winds funnel through the island's coral geography at precisely the same time daily. Before modern medicine, people relied on this breeze to break fevers. Nature's pharmacy, delivered on schedule. Fact 34. Barbados has a cemetery where tombstones face the wrong direction. St. John's Parish Church graveyard has graves pointing north-south. Christian tradition demands east-west alignment for resurrection, but coral bedrock made digging east-west impossible. The dead had to compromise with geology. Fact 35. Here's something that defies logic: a well that never runs dry. The Enmore well has flowed continuously for over 200 years, through droughts that killed crops and emptied reservoirs, through hurricanes and heat waves. Scientists still can't identify the underground source feeding it. Fact 36. This island has a cricket pitch built on a slave burial ground, Kensington Oval, one of cricket's most sacred venues. Beneath the boundary ropes lie unmarked graves from the 1700s. Every match played here happens above bones of the enslaved, history that spectators celebrate without knowing they're standing on it. Fact 37. Barbados has trees that bleed red when you cut them. The sandbox tree oozes crimson sap that looks exactly like blood. Indigenous people believed these trees contained warrior spirits. The sap is also violently toxic, causing blindness on contact. Beauty and brutality in the same bark. Fact 38. There's a bay here where ships sink upward. Carlisle Bay has such strong upwelling currents that wrecks don't settle. Metal debris hovers mid-water, suspended by thermoclines. Divers swim through a graveyard frozen in place, physics breaking its own rules 40 feet down. Fact 39. Barbados has a tradition where fishermen predict storms by watching frigate birds. These birds fly in spiraling patterns before hurricanes hit. Generations of Bajans learn to read these aerial signals. Modern meteorology confirms it. The birds know 48 hours before satellites do. Ancient knowledge outperforming technology. Fact 40. And here's the final fact. Barbados owns land that's never been part of Barbados. The country maintains a tiny plot in Bridgetown that's technically Little England. British law from 1628 designated certain parcels as eternal crown property. Even after independence and becoming a republic, this one spot remains legally British soil. An island inside an island, a country that can't fully own itself. From wells that defy drought, to fish that walk on land. From bleeding trees, to gravity-defying shipwrecks. Barbados is more than facts on a map. It's proof that reality is stranger than any story we could invent. Somewhere on this coral anomaly, another impossibility is waiting to be discovered. Another truth that sounds like a lie. The only question left is, which fact will you refuse to believe until you see it yourself?